All right, let's review the story. I passed my test the second time around to be able to earn my captain's license. What was left to do was the paperwork and the medical exam and screen test. Now, I just had the medical test done. I couldn't find anyone in Colorado to do it. I went to 4 different doctors, including my own personal physician. They wouldn't touch it. But down here in Florida, they're used to it, so I was able to find a doctor down here that took care of it. They also did the drug screening. And it was I hoped to be able to have some pictures or video to show you during the exam process, but they had big signs that said no pictures, no videos of anything going on inside the offices. Whatever. It was a fairly easy thing to get done. It was performed by a nurse practitioner instead of a regular doctor. They took my blood test. They collected my pee in a cup to be able to do the drug screening. And it took about, all said and done, about 45 minutes to get everything done. But it is complete and it is done. And I have the results actually in a folder that I can now use to send in with my paperwork to get my actual license. I have to wait until the end of the week, Friday, to be able to get my drug screening results back and then include that in the paperwork also. And speaking of the paperwork, and here they are. I'm sitting in the galley of Why Not in Jacksonville, Florida. It is a wet and going to be very windy day as a storm passes through the area. The perfect time to take care of paperwork. Can't do much outside the boat, that's for sure. Anyway, so here's what's going on with the paperwork. This is what you have to send in, and we'll have to be able to pull together. I have it all complete now. I just have to sign them, date them, and then get them sent off. First of all, here is the infamous 719B. This is the actual application for a merchant mariner credential. In other words, the license. So we got that. Next one is the application for merchant mariner medical certificate, the 719K. That's been filled out by the lovely folks at Memorial Medical Practice that I went to the other day. That's all taken care of and all filled out. No problem there. Next is the drug screening form. Got that done. That's taken care of. Now these next 2 are the same form, just different years, basically. These are my sea service forms. These are the forms that record the number of hours and days that I've been on the boat to be able to earn my license. And they only have enough space to do 5 years worth of information. Well, I had some more time, so I had to fill out a separate form. You got to do that too. By the way, all these forms, official Coast Guard forms, are available through a variety of sources as fillable online PDF forms. My suggestion is that you download them on your computer, which you can do. If you're through MLS, you can do that. And then as you fill them out, every time you need to save them as a new file. Just don't keep copying over the file. The reason is because at least the versions that I had wouldn't save any additions or changes to the form once you started them. So I had to, I had an A, a B, a C, a D, an E. As I went along and filled out the forms, I just had to save new copies of it. So the last version of each one was always the most complete and most thorough. But fillable PDF forms are just absolutely awesome. They're the way to go and make life a lot easier. After that, this is the Merchant Mariner Oath. This has to be filled out yet. This is the only file, the only form of the whole bunch that needs to be notarized. Okay? I'm going to be sending these out through a UPS store that's nearby the marina here, and they have a notary on duty. This says, I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully and honestly, according to my best skill and judgment, and without concealment and reservation, perform all the duties required of me by the laws of the United States. I will faithfully and honestly carry out the lawful orders of my superior officers aboard a vessel. So, this is one of the things, remember, this is one of the things you have to have with your paperwork material. And as I said, it's the only one that needs to be notarized. Also, remember, you can send copies of everything. You don't have to send your original forms. That makes it very handy, very nice. It's a good thing. You also have a copy of your identification. You happen to have a copy of my passport. You also have to have proof that you have a TWIC card. Can you see that? Yes, that's the TWIC card. So I just made a photocopy of that. You also have to have a certificate saying that you have passed the American Red Cross First Aid, CPR, and AED course. So that's right here. So I got that. Now, I also had to have a proof of ownership of the vessel. If you're using your own vessel, you have to prove you have the vessel, own the vessel. There's mine. It's our Coast Guard cert of why not. Proves that I own the vessel. And last but not least are the certificates from MLS that prove that I have taken the courses and successfully completed them, and that I am eligible to be able to get my Coast Guard license. There they are, right here. Got them. One for the OUPV, and then one for the master's license. So that's all there. So that's all the paperwork. You don't have to have originals. Copies are fine. I'm going to send all copies. The other important thing to remember is that these get sent to one of the regional centers throughout the country. You don't send them to the National Marine Center. You send them to the RECs. The closest REC to here in Jacksonville is in Miami, so that's where I will be sending my copies. But that's all the paperwork. I'll be able to follow online the approval process. As I get more involved in that, I'll shoot a short video to explain how that's done and keeping track of my progress and everything like that. But that's all the paperwork. I think I have filled it all out correctly. I think I have followed it all correctly. And I'm excited about that. So the last things was getting the drug screening and the medical test done. That's done. I've got all the paperwork. I'm sending it in today, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so that's all from here. Thanks for watching. Beyond Board Life.